Hey everyone, welcome to Abundant Gains. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Laura, and here on my channel I talk all things budgeting. I'm going to do a budget with me video. So I will be budgeting my second check of November, and this is also to kind of help beginners that wonder what the process is behind cash stuffing. I'm going to use this check as a reference. So let's go ahead and get started. I will say that the best way to know how much you're going to be stuffing, first you need to budget your income. So you need to have an estimate of what your monthly income is. You have to know your bills, your bill total, when they get taken out. You need to know every little detail in order for you to successfully cash stuff without having too little or having too much. So my method for my bills, I used to stuff my bills, but I no longer stuff my bills. So I'm just gonna go over this really quick. So what I do, because my bills are about $1,000 to $1,100 a month, I always have $1,000 at least in my bank account. And the reason that this works for me is because my bills all get taken out through the entire month, from the 1st to the latest bill that gets taken out on the 24th. But from the 1st to the 24th, I have bills getting taken out left and right. So because of that, and because I get paid 3 times a month, and each check, well, 2 checks are about $1,800, and my last check of the month is about $2,300. I always keep in the bank what's going to equal out to $1,000. So for my first check, or we'll say for my second check of the month, let's say we have about $700 left in my bank after some bills have been taken out from the 1st to the 15th. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put in the difference to where it's going to equal $1,000. So I'll put in $300 in the bank, and that'll be just for my bills. It's gonna equal $1,000. And then by the time I get my third check, some other bills will have been taken out, and I'll go ahead and maybe keep in about another $200 to $300 per se. And so that's what leaves me with stuffing between $1,000 to $1,500, because sometimes I don't have to put in that much in my bank to equal up that $1,000, and sometimes I am paying extra to some school debt that I have, and when I do that, I will be having less to stuff, which is when I end up stuffing $1,000 to $1,200. Okay. And I know this is a lot, so I hope that you're able to keep up with me. Like, this is what's been working for me for about the last 3 to 4 months. So what I do when I budget whatever is left over, which will be, like I said, between $1,000 to $1,500, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my setup. I'm gonna go ahead and just put this all down, and then I'll get back with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and write in the amount that I'm stuffing, which will be $1,420. So what I do now is, the way that I have calculated everything is pretty much my mini envelopes is based off of what I feel will be enough. There is no set amount, but there is an amount that I usually will do. Same thing with my cash binder. There are some that I try to keep to a certain number. Most of the time it is, but sometimes I do have to stuff a little less, or if I have extra, I'll just stuff a little more. This is also completely up to you, dependent on you and what your income is. And my sinking funds is the one that I do have a set amount for, except for 2. I only have 2 that are a different number every time I stuff them, but everything else stays the same because I do have a method to that. All right, yes, I'm laying my entire laptop up on my table. This is just so that I can explain this better. For example, here under emergency, I have a $1,000 goal. The monthly amount that I will be putting in there is $75 until April. And because I get paid 3 times a month, that amount is $25. I could put more or less in there, again, just depends on how I feel, but that is what you could say the minimum is. The minimum monthly is $75. The minimum per check is also $25. Let's use another example really quick. So for vacation, my goal is now $5,000. I do have a little over $1,000 in there right now. So what I went ahead and did was subtract 5,000 from what I already have. My goal for the 5,000 is by May. So I went ahead and divided whatever was left, which was like 4,000 or maybe even 3,000 something, and divided that into May, which when I did this, I believe it was like 5 or 6 months from now. And then that monthly amount is $650. So that is what I need to be putting in there every month in order to get the 5,000 total by May. And the stuffing amount per check is $215. And I could, of course, for any of these, put more or less. And the two that do not have a set amount, that I have no end goal, is my future home and my mystery envelope. And that is just because I want to always be saving up for my future home. I don't know when I will get a house or an apartment or whatever the case may be. I just know that I will continue to stuff into that envelope until something changes, I guess. But I will always be putting money into future home, and I will always be putting money into mystery. So what I do is I will list down everything else that's getting stuffed. I will obviously also go through my cash binder expenses first. I'll do all of this first. I do my mini envelopes first, and then I calculate my cash binders, which is this right here. This is all of my bill information. And right up here, I do my sinking funds last, and whatever is left over after I have noted everything that has a set amount, that's when I can go ahead and play around with the numbers and decide, okay, do I want to put $100 into mystery? Do I want to put 80? Future home will always be getting more than mystery. So off the bat, I already know that whatever future home gets, whatever is left of that is what's going straight into my mystery envelope. So that is how I budget my money. My cash binder expenses is also based off of what I feel comfortable stuffing in it every check. So you just do what you got to do, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and notate now everything that I will be putting in here, if you'd like to go ahead and watch. If not, then this is the end for you, and thank you so much for watching. Let me know if this helped or if this made any sense at all. If you have any more questions, you can leave a comment below, or you can even just direct message me on Instagram. So for those of you that are sticking around, eating out, of course, always gets $40. That's nothing new. I don't usually put the 1 there, so I don't know why I did that. Groceries is getting the 100 as usual. Spending is getting 40 instead of the 50. And toiletries is getting 30. Okay, and that is a total of $210. So beauty is going to get $40. Black Friday is going to get $25, and Black Friday is going to get $25 every check until next year. Car payment is getting $50, which is not really my car payment. I did explain this in my last video. It's pretty much just going either towards my principal, or it's just going to go towards my car note at the end of this year, so in December, or at the end of my deployment, which is in April. That's just to kind of help me bring down the total that I'm financing. So car maintenance is getting $55, like always. Clothing is getting $50, and family time is getting $40. So all of these numbers are pretty set. It's nothing different. Fun is getting $30, still sticking with $30 because I haven't gone out much. For babes is getting $75. Gifts is getting $30. Invest is going to get whatever money I have left over from my mini envelopes. So that is always just a little line across. Sorry for the dim light there. And tattoos is going to get $25. All right, and emergency is getting $25. Medical is going to get $20. Savings is going to get $140. So my savings goal is $3,000 by May. So my monthly amount is $415, and each check is $138, but I'm not a big fan of numbers that aren't whole, so I just rounded it up to $140. So $140. And then future home is getting $250. Mystery is getting $100. And vacation is getting $215. The cash binder total is $420. And my sinking funds is $750. And of course, I always like to use my stickers from my binder. And it's very Christmassy. This was unintentional. Yes, Celine. She's just sitting behind me and I turn around and she's just staring into my soul. Because it's green and red, I'm just gonna go with this green little envelope that I haven't used yet. And I'll use a dollar bill, or I'll use the savings for just random little sticker here. Last thing I'm going to do, oh, of course, I don't know how that got wet, but I'm going to go ahead and highlight the words that I found. I don't know how I constantly get this sheet messed up. But the words that I found was investments, which was $15. And this is also included in my $1,420. So if anyone was confused, $1,420 is the total with all of this. And I'm finding 3 words this time. So the other word that I found was peace of mind and budget. So budget is right up here. Peace of mind is right down here. That is pretty much how I come up with everything. So I hope that this gave you a better idea and understanding. Again, you can break down your money however you want. It all just depends on your income. If you're low income, that's perfectly fine. I started off low income as well, and I was still able to pull together something that worked for me. So don't worry about that. So don't be intimidated. Don't be afraid to start. I'll go ahead and see you guys in my next cash stuffing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.